Welcome, welcome, welcome,
Yeah,
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen. It is the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Touch the Poet, and my man, Son Soul Lex in the house.
Yes, sir.
Look here. Go ahead and run it down to him, brother.
Hey, man. Y'all know y'all can hit us up on that Facebook. You can hit us up on Patreon. You can hit us up on Instagram, Twitter. I mean, you can hit us up. King and I 369 at gmail.com. Again, that's KINGANDEYE 369 at gmail.com.
There it is.
I kind of like that. Make me feel like a DJ.
Hey, and make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share and all that good stuff. Because, look, we're just trying to get it out there, man. Because we be having some dope-ass conversations and stuff.
Yeah, man. When you hit that like, share, and subscribe, that brings more people in. So it helps spread the word so we can get more feedback. And that way we can give you guys a better freaking presentation. So do that for us if you would.
Yes, please. And definitely, if you want to be on the show, if you want to be a guest, you want to be interviewed, definitely drop us an email, inbox, text, call, smoke signal, pigeon, raven, something. Just send us something. Let us know.
Yes, sir.
Just putting it out there, man.
Yeah, man. We want you on. This is everyone's platform where everyone has a voice.
Oh, yeah.
Let us help you get your voice out there.
Yes, indeed.
So tonight, everyone, we got a really good topic. It's called Do It Right or Do the Right Thing. By definition, it means to make a choice among possibilities in favor of something the collective wisdom of humanity knows to be the way to act. So,
yeah.
With that being said, we're going to get right into it.
Yes, we are.
We all have our morals and stances, but where are the lines clear-cut and blurred? Is it important to do the right thing at all times?
Where are the lines clear-cut and blurred? I guess that depends on each situation.
Right.
I think oftentimes they're blurred when people take situations for granted. And unfortunately, a lot of times that comes with family and so-called close friends. It's so easy to do the right thing or, just doing things right. It's so easy, but some people get too comfortable. Some people just think that, I think it's also a lack of respect. And, people just don't appreciate certain situations or whatever the case may be. Do I think it's important to do the right thing all the time? That's kind of hard to answer. I think that depends on each person's morals. I mean, when it comes to, I don't know. I would say yeah. Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, it's cool to cut corners as long as it does not negatively impact the people that you're dealing with or the situations that you're in. But at the end of the day, do the right thing and doing things right. It should be a part of your good moral compass, I would say.
True that. I'll say where the lines are clear cut and blurred. Again, that comes down to each situation as it develops and unfolds. We all want to think that we'll all do the right thing in the necessary circumstance or situation. But sometimes that isn't always the case.
Right.
I'll give an example. I remember before I got married, I always would ask chicks this one moral question. I was like, if me and you were to get married and we had a child together, and let's say we were driving on the road and we ran off the road and we got trapped in a lake or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you had the choice to save me or to save our child, which one would you do?
Mm.
And all of them, for the most part, said, I would save our child.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife, she said, well, I made the covenant with you.
Mm.
And I thought that was so interesting that she would say that. And it's one of the things that kind of made me, give her a little more consideration.
Really?
But then after we had been married for a little while, she actually came back to me with that scenario. And she was like, you know what? After thinking about it for a while, I think I would probably save our child and I would save you.
Mm.
So she
Hmm.
was saying, I would save you two, and then if I had to make that sacrifice, I would sacrifice myself.
Hmm.
And I was like, damn. But that was always the my side of it. I was like, I would save you two and sacrifice myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like one of those situations where the lines are kind of blurred and the interpretation comes down to the individual. I mean, as a man, you would think that would be a man's first choice is to save his family first.
Mm-hmm.
But on the bigger scale of things, most people come down to self-preservation, as they say. So
Yeah.
would they be wrong for saving themselves? It's kind of blurred right there.
I when it comes to doing the right thing, that right there goes to somebody's moral compass to me.
True that.
Because as the man, as the head of my household, my duty is to protect those under my roof. And if we got stuck in a lake and my choice was to save me, now you say she's pregnant or the child is already there.
Your child is already there.
In a situation like that, most times you can only save one of them. And with that, you have to choose your child or your spouse. I would rather my spouse survive in that situation. Wait. If my spouse was left the decision to save me or my child or our child,
right,
I would have her save our child. Because I've lived my life. Yes,
right.
you've taken that covenant with me, but save our child because one, our child needs to live that life. And two, I'm going to use my last dying energy to make sure the both of them are safe.
Right.
And I would expect her to understand the same. If it was a point to where I can get the child out of the car and not her, I would hope that we have that understanding. We've already had this discussion that, hey, would it come down to it, save the child? Either that or we all go down together. I mean, that's just, to me, that would be the right thing. If I was really, really conflicted, I would do my damnedest to try to save us all. And if we all went down, we just all went down. But if it was a predetermined discussion, save the child, save you, save the child.
Yeah. That's pretty much what was my stance. I'm like, because I feel like, again, being the man in a situation is the way I was raised. That's part of your job as the man is to protect your family at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
So if that means you have to lay down your life or sacrifice your life so that your family moves on, then that's what you
Mm-hmm.
do. But I
Yeah.
definitely feel you when you say, I'd rather if we can't make it, at least let our child make it, because that's the best of both of us.
Yeah.
That carry on her family genes, that carries on my family genes.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
as far as doing the right thing all the time, again, I think that's up to interpretation depending
Yeah, and
on
it's
the
very subjective.
situation, because what one person may see as the right thing, another person might not see it as the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you an example, but I'll wait until about the end of the show and I'll give you an example of it.
Yeah. Hey, again, that's a moral decision that people have to make on their own.
It is.
But when it comes to certain things, it goes without question. It goes without saying. You need to do the right thing.
Yep.
Because then you have to look at it like this. Let's say you have a habit of not doing the right thing, and then you not do the right thing to people, and then somebody comes along and they don't do the right thing to you. You're gonna be pissed. But it's like, how you gonna be pissed when you don't do the right thing? Like, that don't balance out. Like, who are you getting mad at? Why are you mad? Like, you've been screwing people over. So how do you rationalize in your brain that it's okay for you to get mad? Don't work.
No. Let me ask you this though. Curveball.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're either on your way to work or on your way from work.
Mm-hmm.
You ride behind a Brinks armored truck. The doors fly open. 3 or 4 bags fall out. No one sees the bags fall out. You see the goddamn bags. What do you do, sir? Do you collect the bags and turn them in? Or do you collect the bags and you haul ass?
Let's see. Since all money is traceable, I really don't goddamn know. My first brain would be like, they don't see that? I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that bag. Because at the end of the day, it's insured. But then again, it's kind of like my conscience won't even let me run away with them bags. But the human part of me is going to say, get the bags. I think that's honestly, look, that is honestly a situation to where I would have to judge that in the moment. I don't honestly think I could answer that truthfully right now, because I'm gonna sit here and be like, shit, ain't nobody see that. Let me get that. But then it's like, I just don't want to deal with the, all right, I go spend this 20 here, and for whatever reason it gets traced and this and that and the other, and then now they not, hey, we traced this money back to you, where the rest of it? Now I got to sit there and answer all these questions. But I mean, yeah.
Me?
Can't answer it.
To answer that question, y'all can find my black ass in Mexico.
Oh, Lord.
That's where you're going to find me in Mexico. I'm selling every goddamn thing. And I'm moving to goddamn Mexico.
That's funny.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the money and I'm running.
That's funny.
Deal with it. Y'all don't like it? Hey, it fell out the truck. I didn't rob the goddamn truck. It fell out the truck.
Hey.
They get their insurance money.
True.
So I didn't hurt anybody in the process. No one hurt me. It just happened. So
True.
I'm taking the money. I'm going home. I ain't saying anything to anybody.
Hey.
Next thing you know, you're going to see house for sale, car for sale, furniture for sale. It all got to go.
Oh, man.
It all got to go. And then I'm driving my happy behind to goddamn Mexico. And I'm starting all over again. Call me wrong if you want to. I don't give a damn. It's free money. And that's just how I see it. But how do you determine if something is the right thing to do?
I think it's kind of easy to determine if something's the right thing to do. First thing is, does it feel right? And I know that can go a whole bunch of ways, if something feels right when you're doing it, because of instant gratification, wants over needs, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But you really have to look at, if the shoe was on the other foot, if whatever you thinking about doing or want to do or whatever you're doing, if you don't want that done to you, then you know it ain't right. You know damn well it ain't right. Now, if you don't give a damn, you just don't give a damn. But at the end of the day, if you don't want it done to you, you know it ain't the right thing.
Right. Okay, I will say this. If it feels right, go with it. If it feels wrong, someone's going to get hurt. Someone's feelings going to get hurt. Someone other than you is going to catch it on the flip side of that situation. Definitely don't do it. That is true. Like, goes without saying. I'll give you an example, right? My wife, her SUV, she loves her SUV. One time she had went to an appointment.
Right.
She parked her car, went in, was in the doctor's office chilling. Next thing you know, the PA comes on and saying, "Hey, whoever drives so-and-so vehicle, could you please come to the parking lot?" So my wife like, what? She goes to the parking lot. Her vehicle has been hit.
Oh.
But the thing about it is, it was hit by a young man who was, he was a teenager. But I thought the most coolest thing about it was, 9 times out of 10, teenagers hit your shit. They're going to hit it and be gone.
Pew!
But this young man basically turned himself in, so to speak, found the owner of the vehicle and said, "Look, miss, I'm sorry. I hit your vehicle. If you want, we can call the cops. I'll get my dad on the phone, blase, blase." So my wife, she called me. She was a little upset about it. But she, too, was impressed by this young man, that he was honest enough to come find her and, let her know, "I hit your vehicle."
Right.
So she told me, or was asking me, she was like, "Babe, do you think we should call the cops and get a police report?" And I was like, "So what is his father saying?" And she was like, "Well, his father said, give him a few minutes and he'll be right here." So I was like, "Well, let's wait and let his father get there first and see what his father has to say and just call me back." So a few minutes passed. She calls me back. She was like, "Well, his father's here. We talked. His father is saying that, if we don't want to call the cops, he doesn't have a problem with it. He'll take care of all damages to the vehicle. I can follow him to his body shop, and we'll get an estimate, and he'll take care of everything." Right. So I was like, let's do that. I was like, let's
Mm-hmm.
not worry about getting the cops involved because I don't want this young man's record to be messed up, for one, which is going to drive up his insurance or his parents'
Right.
insurance. And two, anytime a young man is noble enough to come and find you after hitting your vehicle, I salute that. I
Oh
salute
yeah,
his parents. So,
definitely. Yeah.
to make a long story short, we did just that. You know, my wife followed him to a local body shop that was a pretty good body shop. And it wasn't, you know, a whole lot of damage, mostly like scratches, if anything.
Right.
But anyway, they took care of it, paid for all damages, and even gave my wife a spa day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I mean, that
Wow.
was a perfect example of someone having a choice of, you know, they could have ran or just left or not said anything,
Mm-hmm.
but he
True.
chose to do the right thing.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
So,
I had a similar situation like that. It was a long time ago.
mhm.
I had a Ford Explorer at the time. I was on my way to the dentist, driving down the road, hit my blinker, was about to turn. Next thing I know, boom, got hit in the back. I'm like, what the fuck? Get out, and this young kid ran in the back of my car.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, ain't this some shit? Got his information, blah blah. We exchanged information. Didn't call the cops.
All right.
Or did we? I don't remember. We might. I don't remember. But either way, so we exchanged information. Then one day his mother gives me a call. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry this happened," and blah blah blah. And she's running down. You know, he's young, and for him, they had for his age, they got this insurance program for people, young people, and people with bad driving records, and the shit is basically high as hell.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Oh, can I just take care of it for you? You go get some estimates and give them to me, and blah blah blah, and I give you cash and whatever." Because I really sympathize with her because if the Joker, you know, if that would have went on his record, his insurance would have been sky high. So I was like, all right, cool. Went got a couple of estimates. Estimate was probably like $300, $400, $500.
Mm-hmm.
You know, told her that, blah, blah, blah. She gave me the money. I didn't even get the shit fixed because it wasn't even that damn serious. But
All right.
you know, that's one of those, you know, do the right thing or whatever the case may be. You know, other people would have been like, oh hell nah, blah, blah, blah. But it was like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
And although that's what I should have did or could have did, I could have done that.
Right.
But it's like at his expense, you know, it's not that serious. Hell, the bigger part of it is he got to get his own goddamn car fixed. So, I looked at it. I looked at it like this:
Yeah.
if I would have filed a claim, his insurance would have got hit. They would have fixed mine. They would have fixed his. His insurance would have went up. He would have had points. He would have had this. He would have had that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know what? I've been through the insurance, high insurance, the points, and it ain't even that serious. Ain't nobody hurt, so it's like, all right, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Definitely. I think that sometimes people, in certain situations, when it comes down to car accidents, they really go ham. Like, they really take advantage of the situation.
Oh yeah.
I'll give you an example of a truck driver I know. He was in his lane. There was a car coming that was in the opposite lane, but they decided they wanted to go around the car that was in front of them, so they jumped into his lane. So to avoid a head on, he goes into the opposite lane. meaning their lane. So then they jump back into their lane. So by the
God
time they jump
damn.
back into their lane, head on.
Lord have
So
mercy. Why?
the truck driver gets out of his vehicle, basically pull the two passengers from the car that just hit him
Oh damn.
out of their car and had to end up giving the driver mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Basically saved his life.
Mm.
So to make a long story short of how fucked up it was, truck driver ended up getting sued.
Wow.
His company ended up getting sued.
Mm.
And they won.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the whole situation started because the person that hit him initiated everything.
That sucks ass.
But they say the reason why him and his company lost the lawsuit was because they said he should have stayed in his lane. And his argument was, how in the hell could I have stayed in my lane when I'm trying to avoid a head on?
Right.
But they said, if you would have stayed in your lane, it would have been your fault.
Mm.
Even though he was going back to his lane, by the time he was making a transition, is when the accident occurred.
That is crazy.
Yep. So, anyway.
That is crazy.
I mean, his insurance company, they took care of everything, but still, the point being is you're getting sued after saving the person's life who initiated all the shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So, needless to say, we're like, I don't know. I maybe think I would have let his ass die if I'd known that shit was going to happen.
Right? But it's like, you could have saved his life. That'd have been the right thing to do. Like, well, I don't know.
Yep.
Would it have been the right thing to do? Shit.
Yeah. It's crazy how, people's moral compass in some situations are severely broken.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Because he easily could have, let this person die. And that just would have been the end of it. I'm sure, maybe the other passenger may have still carried on with the lawsuit. But again, the fact that you initiated a situation where all three of y'all could have died.
Yeah.
But for him to have the fortitude to get out of his truck after it's smashed, come around to your side, pull you out, give you mouth to mouth, bring you back to life. He was taking a risk of his own life right then.
Pretty much.
But,
shit.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yes, sir.
Mm-mm.
But weird.
Yo. That's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, King and I Life Podcast. We talking about do it right, do the right thing. It's your man, Soul Touch of the Poet, with my brother on here.
Son Soul Lex.
And, hit us up. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, inbox, text, phone call. Follow us on whatever podcast platform that you subscribe to. And Son Soul Lex, run down the rest for him.
Patreon. Make sure y'all subscribe to that Patreon. That's where you get the good stuff.
Yeah.
It's all good, but we make it a little bit hotter on there.
Oh, yeah.
So again, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe on that Patreon, that YouTube, and Instagram, all that. Man, help us get the word out for sure. But anyway, hit us up at KINGANDEYE369@gmail.com. Again, that's King and I 369@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, we will. And we'll catch you on the rebound.
For sure.
Oh,